thumbs up to Joanna. Everybody else ready? Really good. All right, good evening and welcome to the work session for December 19th, 2023 to 6 o'clock. I call this meeting to order. May I have roll call, please?
Mayor Orndorff.
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt.
Here.
Vice Mayor Suey.
Here.
Commissioner Watson.
Here.
Commissioner Romanek.
Here.
Stand for the salute of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Are there any changes to this agenda?
Yes, Mayor, we had just one addition of a discussion item in the closed session, which is the discussion of the Office of the Business Administrator under personnel exception, attorney-client privilege, and deliberative process exception.
Thank you. I'll just apologize for the shirt. We had an ugly Christmas sweater party today, so this is my work session shirt for this evening. I did not, thanks. I was told it's not ugly enough. But I saw Home Alone. I've never seen anything Home Alone. I was like, oh, Brennan would like this too, so anyway. Never mind. You're not even wearing one. You'd probably win, but anyway. We'll move on for the evening. All right, public comment on agenda items only. If anybody has any comments on agenda items, okay, please come to the podium and state those. Seeing nobody, will close the public comment on agenda items only this evening. Discussion to commissioners. Commissioner Romanek.
Nothing at this time, Mayor. I'm positive of that. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Hewitt.
Yes, if I may. We have a resolution tonight on negotiating committee for union contracts. As we all know, there's a lot of contracts that are due. I do have one question. I'll probably repeat this when we get ready to vote on it. We have listed city administrator, chief financial officer, city's labor attorney, and HR director hereby appointed to represent the city in all CBA negotiations. As most of you should know, we had some informal meetings with two unions, our city attorney. No other attorneys were involved.
Who was on the meeting? I'm sorry.
We had a meeting with the fire department, union reps, police union reps.
I'm saying who was in that meeting? That was my question.
Ray Campari was in that meeting. HR manager, Pam Shapiro was in that meeting. I was in that meeting. And a representative from Bill Blaney's office, which is our labor attorney.
Okay.
Informal, no money discussed or anything else. My question here with the committee that's going to be formed, I don't know how anybody else feels about it because most everybody's going to be involved in union negotiations, their departments. My question is, where do I stand with my departments when it comes time for negotiations as the public safety director, as being in the meetings?
Well,
Does this make it say, no, you're not there?
as it stands now, I would say, yes, that's what it says. That doesn't prevent anybody from voting for an amendment or offering an amendment. I will remind you guys that when we talked about negotiations and we discussed them in an open forum on who would be on negotiations, yourself and Mr. Watson volunteered. At that time, I advised you guys to contact Labor Council before you set up any meetings. You didn't do it. I also advised you guys to appoint a negotiating committee. You didn't do that. Subsequently to that, I was in personnel office when the Labor Council called and advised the city that we'd missed 2 deadlines for PERC for negotiations. I understand you guys are new to this. I get it. But I give you advice on what to do so that mistakes don't happen, so that things do get done. And I'll read this that I looked up today that I remember because I thought you guys might say something.
It's just questions.
No, I
questions
understand,
been
but
posed
I'm
to
going to
me.
explain why I put this resolution on. So there's a little story about 4 people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. So there was an important job to be done, in this case, in negotiations, and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought that anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. So hence the reason for the resolution. You guys should have done this before. You should have asked for advice if you didn't know. I advise you to talk to the labor attorney. So if you want somebody else on it when it comes time, hey, make a resolution or a motion to amend to include whoever you want, whoever else you want on it. I don't have a problem with that, and then we vote on that. But we need to get the committee appointed. You know, it also came to my attention that people were being talked to that weren't really on the union negotiation committee table or whatever, and that would result in an unfair labor practice if they should choose to proceed with that. So you guys need to talk to the attorneys. You need to find out what you're doing if you don't know what you're doing. And hopefully this steers you in that direction.
That being taken care of, I gotta mention the busyness in the town this week. Public safety they've had pretty tough last few days, and I do need to commend them for that. The city had a tough few days. I shouldn't just make it one designation.
Everybody,
So-
your department, my department.
With that, and if anybody's watching, over the course of the few days, I've overstepped what I try not to do, and I have reached out to residents that like to voice their opinions and stuff, but they won't come to the meetings. And I've invited them, like I've always done, to meet at any time, place of their choosing. And basically, this is for the public. I do that all the time. Everybody up here knows that. And it doesn't matter what time it is. Please, if you got something substantial, I guess I should say, you got to worry. If you don't want to bring it here, everybody's phone numbers and emails are available. Bring it to us. Don't take it to Facebook. It's just an explosion. The tiniest little strike of a match can turn into a bonfire.
And the worst part is with that, is most of the time, the information isn't correct.
Correct, and that's why that's why I reached out to so many people since the last meeting, because the information is not correct. But that was to no avail. And with that, Mayor, so thank you.
Sorry, I'll move on. Go ahead, Commissioner Watson. Sorry, I'll do my comments.
No, I had kind of the same question, with the resolution item number 5 with the appointing negotiating team. You know, me and Kirk did kind of like volunteer, and you know, you're right, we're new, need a little bit of guidance. In that, communication was lost, I guess you would say. But you know, me and Kirk did ask about it. I know Kirk followed up on it a lot more than I did. I think we were kind of guided in the wrong direction a little bit, and I don't remember having any direct contact with anybody telling me certain ways to, you know, where to go and where to start, that kind of deal. The questions that I asked and where we started, it was, you know, we're waiting for, you know, certain people to submit, you know, the proposals. We did follow up on it after not hearing from anything, and, you know, just kind of going with it. We were directed to, you know, maybe start with like a little sit down. At least that's what we wanted. Just hear from the city employees, and I'm not too sure how much we could say when it comes to, you know, negotiating. Part of being new at this. I think moving forward and having this resolution on the agenda tonight is wrong. I think we should stick with what we have. With your suggestions tonight, you know, me and Kirk could probably move forward and maybe work on what we're doing here, do it the right way. So in this work session, I don't know how we do it, Brock, but I want to remove it from the agenda. So do I have to make a motion, or how we do that?
You can make a motion.
Yeah, I want to make a motion to remove this resolution item number 5 from tonight's agenda.
Under the assumption of what I asked, and
I would like to, after today's meeting, I would like to get with you, get on track, and do the negotiation scene the right way with me and you on it.
do you have anything to say, Mr.
Well, I think
There's
we
a
need to
motion on
see
the
if
floor.
there's
Is there a
There's a
second on the
motion,
motion?
so
I'll second the motion.
Comment on the motion. There's nothing to stop you guys from amending the motion to put yourselves on that resolution
Right.
tonight at the meeting. Right now, you don't have a negotiating committee.
This
You
was just
have whoever
forming
showed
one,
up. So form the committee.
and then make the amended to
Right.
add the 2 commissioners back to it as you originally volunteered to do it.
All right, so I guess the proper way to do it.
So we have a motion and a second. We have to take a vote.
Okay.
And then
I
another
can ask to
motion,
amend
correct.
it.
Mhm.
Okay, look, we're here.
You
We
can do
made
that.
mistakes, and we're guided the
You
right
can vote,
direction.
you
and
can
we're
vote
going.
on this now. And then-
Sounds good.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sue? This is a motion to remove it from
removing
the
it
agenda,
from the
not to
agenda.
amend it, that we have
Okay,
to,
motion
So-
to remove it?
to remove
Remove
it,
it.
not to,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
No.
Commissioner
agree.
Watson?
No.
Commissioner Romanek?
No.
And Mayor Orndorff?
No.
Okay, so
I said that earlier.
Yes.
this motion.
It's fine, we're all learning. It's
It all
okay.
Yeah,
works.
it's a learning process. Sorry about
Okay.
that, folks. It looks
It all
really
works.
unprofessional, but we're getting there.
That's why I said
My
that
fault.
earlier to amend it. if you wanted
Yeah,
to amend
yes.
it.
Right.
Right. Well, I'm thinking that we need to get our stuff straight, and then we can go put it on maybe the next agenda. But we're okay. We're there. So now I make a motion to amend what we have, keep the 4 that's suggested on resolution item number 5, and add me and Kirk.
Second the motion.
Thank you.
And this would be a motion to amend the proposed resolution.
Yes.
Because that hasn't been adopted yet.
Of
Yep.
course, if we got rid of it.
Right.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing then,
Yeah.
just you're still voting on it tonight? Okay.
Motion to amend.
I'm
and it's to
sorry.
add-
I was asking questions I
okay.
should have
Yeah.
asked you.
I think it's, just so I understand, I think it's a motion to amend
Amend.
the resolution on the 7 o'clock meeting.
Correct.
To
To
in-
add.
To add Commissioners Hewitt and Watson to
Yes,
the
that's how I
negotiating.
understand it. Yes.
So I have a motion and a second. You ready for roll call?
Please.
Okay, Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
And then we'll need to announce that at the beginning of the next meeting. that
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
resolution's been amended.
Well, I was trying to, that's why I tried to explain that earlier,
Yeah.
I guess you didn't.
It's like I said, it's a new process, you know. So.
No, I know, I'm trying to guide you guys.
Can lead a horse to water, but can't promise it to drink.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
What?
I'm sorry.
Close enough. We can't force it
Oh
to
my
drink. Something
gosh.
like that. All right. I'm
Can you
on
guide him
4
a little,
hours of
Vice Mayor?
sleep. Eagles game was rough.
I have nothing further.
Okay, sorry. Vice Mayor.
No, nothing further.
My coffee's downstairs.
I have a few questions, and I guess I'll start with the amending of that. Who, I guess, advising our commission to make sure we are making the right steps in the negotiation would be Brock and labor attorney Blaney, correct?
Usually it's labor council.
Yeah, it's
You pretty
really.
much
Labor
stay out of
council.
Really
it,
Mr. Blaney, and he's not the only one that represents the city. There are other attorneys in his
yeah.
office.
Mr. Dominy and.
Right.
Okay,
And
so,
the person, and specifically, Vice Mayor, the person that's been involved with the negotiations thus far, it's not Mr. Dominy.
No,
it's-
it's, for the, it skips my name.
Chuck,
Chuck,
Can't
yeah, it's
remember his
Chuck,
last
but I
name.
can't remember his last name.
Can't remember his
So, Mayor, that would be the person that you might want to talk to if you want some clarity.
okay, so my question is, after this evening, we vote on this resolution to appoint a committee, negotiation committee. Is somebody going to contact the labor attorney and say, hey, look, this is who is on the committee, this is who you're gonna be contacting, this is who you're gonna be in communication with, so we don't drop the ball anywhere, and make sure nobody is having conversations that should not be having, so we don't come in, what was the word you just said? Unfair labor practice, excuse me.
Well, I think what will happen, assuming that the resolution passes at the 7 o'clock meeting, I'm sure that the clerk will make sure a copy of that gets to the Labor Council.
I just wanna make sure that we're not dropping the ball, that we're moving forward with the,
Yeah.
that's all.
And you know, and you guys as well, remember, we have to vote on the contract.
Yeah.
So as negotiations go on,
Yeah.
it may not be a bad idea to schedule a closed session to keep the commission
keep
updated.
updated. I
That
agree.
way we all know where we're at.
Yeah, I'm good there.
Okay. And then the second thing I had, and Ray, you might be able to speak to this, it's the letter that came, if that's on the regular session for the New Jersey Department of Transportation,
Which one are you looking at?
Resolution number,
No,
petition and letters.
10.1, petitions and letters, item number 1. So this is David Rain. I just want to, just an explanation of what this was. It was down on Hogben, or I don't have,
It's permission for helipad, basically.
yeah, helipad. That's all. I just read it and just wanted clarification on it. And if we're all okay with that.
Yeah, so David Rain owns Paramount Aviation out on Bogdan Boulevard.
Bogdan.
He had asked for a support from the city to have a helipad there. My recommendation to David Rain at the time was to make sure you check with the FAA, make sure you check with DRBA, make sure you check with the Department of Transportation to make sure there's no violations there. So he has done so. So the letter we got back, you're referring to, it comes from the DOT,
Yeah.
asking just for submit to the city, receive and file with no objection. So if we receive receive and file tonight with no objection, this goes back to David Rain to say the city is okay with a helipad there.
Okay, so this
Okay.
doesn't have anything to do with any business over at the airport. This is somebody personally, or,
He does have a business at that location.
oh, he does. Okay,
Yes, he
that
does.
was, I didn't, not all of that was in the letter, so I didn't,
Got it.
I just wanted clarification.
And a little more clarification, he has a business in the helicopter aviation space.
Okay.
So this helipad is related to his business.
Okay. Perfect. I appreciate the explanation. I think that's the only question I had or comments for this evening. Any new business?
No, Mayor.
Okay, public comment, if anybody would like to address the commission, please come to the podium, state your name, your concerns, and please limit those comments to approximately 5 minutes. Seeing nobody, will close the public comment on the work session for this evening. Any closing comments of commissioners?
Thank you for your guidance, Vice Mayor.
Anytime.
We do have a resolution.
Yep, so we have a resolution authorizing a closed session for the following matters. Office of the Administrator under Personnel Matters Exception, Attorney-Client Privilege and Deliberative Process, and also Robin Young versus City of Millville et al. Under Attorney-Client Privilege and ongoing litigation.
Make a motion?
Second motion.
Motion, second, and resolution for the closed session. Any comments? No, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Ordra?
Yes,
Okay, motion carries.
we'll do that.
I was like, sure she said my name? It's usually
They're coming on in a second. They take about 30 seconds to come on.
Yeah. I just need a motion to close the work session.
Make a motion?
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect.